So the case history is a patient of 26 years old with FAP. And he's been referred for some larger polyps, resection of some larger polyps. So he's never been treated in our center.
So either using water or mix of water and gas, what's your plan?
Water.
Maria Eva, Roland. Maria Eva.
Sorry, Maria Eva. Yeah, sorry. Maria Eva.
Water. I'm using water.
Looks like Sandra has straightened the colon out for you. It's helpful.
So from the behind the valve is the first one, and already I see some polyps.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and then I want to go around. Yeah.
There's another one there. If you see polyps, tell me. Otherwise, I don't know that you've seen.
Yeah, I see a lot of polyps.
There are so many polyps. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's worth clarifying the patient while Maria was demonstrating beautifully the ability to completely visualize the CK. So I think, Maria Eva, have you done a retroflexion here?
Not yet. I wanted to show.
I saw Xander doing it before, but maybe it's interesting that you now try, because it was too easy for you, this colonoscopy. I think everybody agrees that. So why don't you talk us through how you might do a right colon retroflexion, how you might manage the fluid in that situation. The point we're trying to make here is that artificial intelligence is actually very useful when used in the correct context, and can be a great driver assist paradigm for your polyp detection. No one's saying you need to rely on it. Certainly no one's saying that you need to pretend that this is going to take over your ability to image polyps or anything like that. Certainly not in 2024, I think we can clearly say. But it's very useful. You can see if you're using an artificial intelligence as the one from Olympus that is well trained, it is extremely stable on the polyps. All right, so why don't you demonstrate to us then, Maria Eva, how are you going to manage this level of polyps? So this patient has come with a specific request, which as doctors, it's, I guess, up to us to decide whether that's a reasonable thing to accept or not. Is it a reasonable thing, let's take some opinions of the group, to accept this patient's request to not have a colectomy? He's had a partial colectomy, I presume he's had a partial colectomy for some issue, like some problem in the past. This is not clear and was not at this hospital.
So Maria is now going to do some polypectomy. I've selected a nice and difficult location for you. My apologies, but this is really not a big polyp. So you have the scope back. We'll turn the AI off because it's getting frustrating. Maybe it would, and I'll come back around here. So what are you thinking, Maria Eva, in terms of what sort of things you might do? Sorry, guys, we can hear you a bit. Do you mind to just talk quieter? Thank you. How big do you think it is?
I think it's 8 millimeter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's less than a cup if we are going next to it, and we know the size of the cup. So, yeah, I think it's 8 millimeters. So it's normally I would do with a cold snare.
Mm-hmm. So you see what you did there? You just slowed down. Yeah. Just slowed down, let everything be a bit optimal, had a bit of a think about it. Good. Okay, so this one is removed. So let's demonstrate complete removal. I mean, that's absolutely right. I see the comment on the chat about planning. I think that's absolutely right. And I think when you're overloaded cognitively, it can be difficult to engage in the planning aspect. But that is for certain something we can talk about afterwards. Okay, good. So I think we nicely demonstrated we don't have any residual, but we do have a polyp next to it. Okay,
so yeah, so going again.
So why did that happen, do we think?
Because I was not...
Yeah, you were not embedded enough. Yeah. Right now we're quite a lot more embedded. So let's try again.
First.
Okay, so now you saw all the margins come in. We have a bigger piece of tissue.
Yeah.
All right.
So now you can cut.
Okay, and now I'll let you have it. So you removed it. Okay, great. You did it probably with best practice technique. So this is one of the things you can do with cold snare polypectomy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can push the snare out very hard, not like push it through the wall hard, but you can push it quite hard out, and this will get captured because the snare wire is thin.
Mm-hmm.
This will not work with a hot snare.
Mm-hmm.
It will just scrape over the surface of the tissue. So push it a little bit more. So you see you're almost doing a cheese wire effect. You can see the shape of the snare is embedding into the wall of the colon. And now close it quickly, you would. See?
Mm-hmm.
With a great margin, right?
Yeah.
So unlike what you were doing before, cut it,
Yeah.
which was a hot snare technique, you did a proper cold snare technique there.